Welcome back to Sports on Tap. I'm your host, James Laney, with my co-host, Kyle Johnson.
He doesn't have shoes on.
Don't tell the people that. I'm allowed to not have shoes on while we record. Before we get started, just a reminder, we are on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Apple Podcast, Spotify, you name it. We're most likely on it. Go follow, subscribe, like, share, comment, do it all.
Let's keep the lights on.
What? Oh,
I can't afford rent.
I understand. Anyway, but let's get right into it. So there's some news that we have been learning about through the TikTok and the internet and the webs.
Just the same way everybody else finds information.
But like this, no one's talking about this really, and it's throwing me off. The Saints are broke.
Very.
By
broke.
that, what I mean is next year, the Saints are going to be $95 million over the cap. Yeah, you're not allowed to be over the cap in the NFL, for those that don't know. It's like a hard, this is what it's set at, this is what you can pay players. And they're going to be $95 million over. This team's going to be garbo.
Yep.
Even if Drew Brees retires, which everyone thinks he's going to after this year, they're still going to be $70 to $75 million over the cap. Like that.
So the estimated cap is, I think, $180, 180 mil. And that's actually higher than what it was projected to be. Even if Drew Brees retires, which is like $36 million, yeah, like they are still so in the hole. Like just pulling up their roster, Cameron Jordan's making 19 mil, Michael Thomas is making 19 mil, their left tackle, Teron Armstead is making 16 mil, Taysom Hill is making 16 mil, Janoris Jenkins another 14, Kwan Alexander another 14. Like they have to get rid of a lot of people just to get under the salary cap. Like, a lot of people.
So there's going to... What I think is going to happen, one of two things. One, they literally might go 0-16 next year.
They're going to have to trade House.
Or two, they blow it up. And it sucks because they do have some good talent in, like, DeAndre Jordan. And is that his first name? That's not his first name. Cameron Jordan.
Yeah, I'm like...
Sorry. Wow. Cameron. I don't know where DeAndre came from. Either way.
The Nets.
Thank you. I was like, I know that's a name. But, so, Cameron Jordan... Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara, his big contract isn't even hitting next year. He's only making $5 million.
Yeah, he's only projected,
like
right,
$5 million. So like that's not a lot of money in the NFL, especially for a guy that is so dominant. But so they're gonna have to blow it up, or they're gonna go 0-16 because you can't just cut these guys. Because if you do, for those that don't know, if you cut players with their contract and they have guaranteed money, then you have to pay them that money, and it's called dead cap. So now you have to pay these guys even more money than they were supposed to make that year.
It's the same reason Carson Wentz isn't going to get cut from the Eagles.
Even though he plays exactly. So it's like the Saints are. It's blowing my mind that no one's talking about this. Like no one on ESPN, no one on Fox Sports. It's just such a big thing. Like
I'm curious how many more people they're going to have to how many more teams are in a similar position. I don't think anybody's in a position as bad as the Saints, but I can tell because of COVID. I think what did it shrink?
So if
it was like $30 million to cap space.
Oh no, it was going to be way more. If it was because of COVID, if they did the initial hit, because the way the salary cap works is based on the amount of revenue that the NFL brings in, then that's how much teams can spend on players. Mm-hmm. But with COVID, clearly they lost so much money to ticket sales, merchandise, things like that. In-house, they were going to lose out like $70 million in 1 year. So what they're doing is they're spreading it out like 10% a year. So over the next 7 years or whatever, I don't know exactly, or 10 years, the cap is going to be less than it was supposed to be or what was projected.
You know who this might screw, actually? The Chiefs. Now that I'm thinking about it.
It could, but I don't think... The thing with their contracts is there's still a lot of guys... Sorry about that.
Don't yell at me,
I would say... But the Saints, is they have a lot of guys in their prime, and I know the Chiefs are getting there, but I think they're still a few years out, where Mahomes is still on a rookie deal... I don't think Hill's on a monster deal yet.
They are old, looking at all these. Like, Janoris Jenkins in his 30s. Thomas, I think, is 30. Cameron Jordan's like 36.
But the Saints they overpaid everyone. And they clearly don't know how to handle their money. They're just like, oh, you need a contract? Sure. We don't.
Well, some of these people you can't get rid. So, like, Teron Armstead, I understand why he got 16 mil. He's one of the best left tackles in the game. Ryan, their right tackle, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce his last name. I think he was a rookie last year. He's been killing it, but he was drafted so high. He's getting like 11 mil. Like they have a really good offensive line, but like all their skill players, like you have to give Marshawn Lattimore the contract he got. Actually, did he even get paid?
But this is the thing. I think these guys are going to have to. I think the Saints are going to have to blow it up.
They're so screwed because they're going to have to get rid of Jordan. Breeze better retire. Or if Breeze doesn't retire, like, they might force him to retire. Because 36 mil, like, there's zero chance they get under the cap.
They'd maybe trade him.
They'd have
the Saints would maybe trade Drew Brees if he came back.
He'd go to the Colts.
Or New England.
I hope not.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying, but what I like, the Saints have to clean house. There's no other way around it. Because one, you have to get under the cap, but two, you have to field the team.
It's not even that they gave out huge contracts either. It's that they gave big contracts, like not 36 mil, but they gave a ton of like just pricey contracts. Like Thomas is making 18, Tehran 16, Taysom Hill 16. Like Taysom Hill has no business getting. I love Taysom Hill. He's one of my favorite. He's literally one of my favorite players. And he has no business making 16 mil to be a, Swiss.
Wait, a year?
Yeah.
I thought that was like split up. I thought his whole contract was 16.
His cap hit next year. Looking at this right now, his cap hit next year is 16 mil.
Yeah, your backup should not be making that. And I get
he might be the starter.
That's the only debate I would bring with Taysom Hill on this because he could be the starter next year. Well, he most likely would be.
Yeah, Winston's not coming back.
No, so. Jameis Winston's going to go hit free agency, maybe go start with someone else and all that. But Taysom Hill could be the starter, so that's the only debate. But 16 mil for a guy sitting on your bench. Well, Taysom Hill does a little more than sitting on the bench.
He's a Swiss Army. I get what you can do, but you lose that when he's your starting quarterback.
And you're $95 million over the cap now, or going to be. Or if Drew Brees retires, $75 million over the cap. Because this is not an uncommon thing for teams to be over the cap, but it'll be like, oh, they're $5 million over. Okay, that's manageable. You got to move some pieces around, work some contracts out. And some guys are willing to take pay cuts or things like that because it's like, you know what, I haven't performed, this and that. You can trade a player and get a couple draft picks out of it. You can manage $5 million.
There's going to be a lot of pay cuts.
How do you feel the team? How do you feel the team after this?
I have no idea.
Because you got to trade any bad contract you have. The big one is Jenkins there, the safety. Malcolm Jenkins?
Malcolm Jenkins he's making $8 million, and if you cut him, that's a $12 million hit.
That's a big help. I mean, in what you can with $75 million or $95.
If you cut him, that's $13 million of cap hit they take. If they cut him, they have to trade him.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying cut it. Yeah, they cannot take any more cap hits.
No.
But it just blows my mind.
But even if they go to trade, right? Every team knows this. So every team is going to be like, yeah, well, we know you have to get rid of these guys anyway, so I'm going to give you 60% of what he's worth, and you're going to take it because you don't have a choice.
Exactly. That's why I think the Saints,
they're fucked.
They really are.
They're fucked.
They clearly went all in, and it
better work this year.
I don't know who's managing the money.
If it works this year, it's totally worth it.
Because if you go out on top with Drew Brees, which personally I don't think they will, but they go out on top with Drew Brees, and then you just suck after. It's like, okay, well, that was the Drew Brees era. You got a Super Bowl. But there's no... How do you bounce back? This is a huge hit because, one...
There's got to be something we're not seeing, I feel like. There's got to be...
This just doesn't seem real to me, but the way you look at it, and even if you get rid of Drew Brees, and maybe there's going to be some other guys that retire that can help this, but say Jenkins getting pretty old. Maybe he retires. So that's another 13 mil, let's say.
That's another $8 million they save.
Oh, it's only 8?
It's only 8.
Jeez, okay, that's not a lot.
Janoris Jenkins, he's a corner. He's probably their second best cornerback. He's making 14 mil, so he would have to go definitely.
So the Saints are praying and hoping that all their old guys that aren't really good anymore.
Cameron Jordan's got to go definitely.
Trade him. You have to. You have to trade these guys.
You were going to get nothing for him though. Absolutely nothing.
No, that's the thing. I mean, they're going to be undervalued clearly. The Saints really have no say, and it just blows my mind because no one else, besides a few people on TikTok, are talking about it. And it's not like Fox Sports talking about it. It's not ESPN. It's just some random people on TikTok being like, yo, there's something up with the Saints. They got no money. They're going to have no money.
Yeah, their total contracts based on everybody they have signed for next year is going to total $279 million. And the cap is $100 million less than that.
These are all estimates. These are all projections.
It could be very different, but right now they're looking like their estimated cap space is negative 99 mil.
Dude, you can't even mess up that bad on Madden. What are they doing over there? Where's the accounting to mark section? Department. That's the word I'm looking for.
They're so screwed. And actually, too, I think their right tackle, the Pro Bowl right tackle who I was talking about, I think he needs to get paid. Marshawn Lattimore needs to get paid.
Paid with what? Coles cash?
They ain't get. Yeah. Listen, I got an Obby's gift card and 62 cents. Please, please.
The thing with the young guys, though, they can at least ride out depending on how far they are with their rookie contract.
Marshawn Lattimore needs to get paid, I think.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. I would trade him.
They
have to.
So just something to keep an eye out. The Saints are fucked.
Yeah, wow. That's all I can say. I don't know how you mismanage money that badly.
I have no idea.
As professionals.
If it works, though, I guess it was worth it because it'll take them.
But if
3 years to get back.
Say they get knocked down in the NFC Championship game or something again.
And by some
by
some blatant pass interference call that nobody calls, they're like, ooh. Sorry, we took the rules out this year. We can't challenge that call. I didn't think it would ever happen again, let alone to the Saints.
We thought it was a one-time thing.
Sorry, Chief.
Hey everyone, James Laney here, founder of Sports on Tap. If you enjoy our content and want to help us grow, there's an easy way you can do that. All you're going to want to do is go on any of our social media accounts, hit this link to our website, then click the Listen Here button, then go over to the Support button. Then you're going to have a few options for how much you'd like to donate a month. Then you're going to fill out your information down below, hit the Support button. Any and all contributions will be appreciated and go directly towards the podcast to help us grow.